The society demands for unbiased journalism. That is, both sides must be adequately present to the viewers so that informed decision can be made. Today with me in the studio is a veteran journalist who has been in the field for several years, several decades. Today, we'll go deep into the relationship or what can be made better during elections. That is, the journalists, the social activists, the civil society, in making sure that the public are well informed. This has always been the problem, the challenges. On that note, he's going to give us an expert insight so that the public can be well informed. Mrs. Bukola Afeni, you are welcome to the studio.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad to be here today.
Thank you so much. My first question goes this way. What is the core responsibility of journalism or journalists as it comes in terms of electoral and election exercise?
Okay, thank you. As a journalist, your role is quite encompassing. So it's not only on the day of the election. So we have 4 years to plan an election where the sitting leader, either the governors or the president or at the local government level, they take the leadership role. So our role comes in between those periods, from enlightening the public on voting for the right leaders, and also ensuring that we track even the progress of some of our leaders. Then we give out the right information so that on the day of the election, people get there on time, they obey the rules. And we also work with some civil society organizations. And for example, in Nigeria, I personally, as a person, I've worked with Connected Development and Yaga. So these are civil society organizations that are based in Abuja. So over the years, we have monitored elections at the local government level, we have monitored at federal capital level, and even at the national. So, and at some point, they have taken some of my colleagues to different states, and we have been able to make tremendous progress. So, then with the European Union too, we have also worked with them in ensuring that the result comes out well, because even after the election, some of our colleagues are assigned to different polling units to ensure that, in fact, some will even sleep overnight, and they will be covering all the processes. Those that work in the broadcasting station, they will hear it, and those that work in the print and the online, some will also be there and taking records and collations of some of these activities. So it's quite a whole lot for us, because we ensure that the right thing is done. We inform the people, and we are not meant to be biased. We are to be on the right of the truth. And even on the day of the election, we will also work with the security agencies, because we have accredited people. And usually it's not just any journalist that goes to cover the election. They go through INEC at every state and even at the federal capital level. So you get accreditation so that on that day, there is no hanky-panky and all of that. So we play a great role: information dissemination, monitoring, and also tracking of results to ensure that we get the right thing done.
Thank you, madam. That takes me to the next line of actions. How can the journalist distinguish between a genuine civil society organizations? Because it is a thought that some of them are being paid by some set of people, a kind of bringing or perpetrating propaganda, while some other party use that in the marketing the other individuals. What is the role of journalists in getting the reality about genuine civil society?
Okay, so the reality is in real life, we have fake people, we also have genuine people. So as far as something is original, we also have the fake. So the thing is, most of these civil society organizations have coalitions, and we have worked with some of them. And there are even some like Plaque, have worked with Plaque, and they're very active at the National Assembly, even in terms of collating election results and all of that. So they have coalitions. We have the ones that are genuine. I've worked with Center for Democracy and Development. I've worked with them for like 2 elections. Also, social media monitoring. Working as a journalist is also different from monitoring elections through the use of digital media. So we have those of them that have their track record, and their track record actually speak of them. So for you to know the fake one, the fake one usually come like 6 months before the election or maybe a year. And of course, through the use of digital media, you can see those ones that are working. Even before the election, they disseminate information to people, they sensitize people, they go into the community. And in fact, there are even some that go as far as empowering people at the grassroots level. Some empower women, some they empower the men, some they go out and tell people to know even how to work with the community leaders to ensure that when they are tracking the results, that there is no bias. So we know those ones that are real. I don't need to mention them, but in as much as I've mentioned some that I work with, there are also other ones that are doing a whole lot. For example, the Connected Development Code have a movement through the Follow the Movement. They have volunteers across all the local governments and the country, and they make use of young people. Over the years, these young people are in each local government, they collate the results, and where it's easy for you to know if indeed this result is genuine or fake. Though sometimes some of these civil society sometimes to maintain the part of peace might not want to blow too much trumpets and all of that. But the thing is, their civil society are actually working. Those that are not out to make money or to maybe block the way to justice. So some are working. So their result speaks. If you go to their page, you actually see what they are doing, not photocopy. You see genuine people. You see people that have worked with them over the years and which have gone to other organizations to ensure that the country is on the path of truth and justice.
Thank you very much, Madam Bukola.
You're welcome, sir.
Let me ask this. Is there that collaboration between the civil society and the journalists?
Yes, very well. Yes, a lot of collaboration. So civil societies have trained journalists over the years in terms of election monitoring, election tracking, observation. EU, for example, have trained a lot of journalists over the years, and I've been working with them in terms of that. They have trained people in terms of even how to write reports, so that you be careful of the kind of reports you hear. You don't write reports that can trigger the people, because even in our line of work, sometimes we weigh the kind of information we throw out, so we know ourselves. We have groups, we have coalitions, we have leaders, even INEC. As INEC that you see, that is an Independent National Electoral Commission, they have their own reporters that are accredited, and at some point they send some of them to even different states. Though they will have states, they will have correspondent at the state level, but even at the national level, some of our members, we still go to ensure that we have fairness, we have equity, and that the will of the people is done. So there is a lot of collaborations. We call ourselves partners, we are colleagues, and we are all on the truth path for the right thing to be done, because it all concerns us. If there is good government, even the journalists will have the good enabling environment to work. So we are all partners.
Thank you, Madam. If I come back to you.
Yeah.
You are watching Dumpy Radio TV, and then the topic today, the program today, is Truth Live, where issues are being unveiled so that facts can be achieved. Madam, like you said, there is that collaboration between the civil society and the journalism, or journalism as an institution. How best can the society or the public differ between the information getting from the journalism angle and that of the society to be able to get the factual between the two? Which of these sides do we belong? Do we believe that of the civil society or that of the journalism?
So the thing is, we are all performing different roles, but we all want to get one result. And the result is we want to have a fair election, want to have a free and fair election, and in that we want to have good leaders. So the civil society, their whole role is like more of like a gatekeeper. Like they keep record, they keep information, they do a lot of research, and at the same time some of them also disseminate information. Some of them, before the elections, they produce jingles in different languages, even for those at the community level, so that people will be able to do the right thing and not go for politics of money. Like when some of these politicians share their rights and all that, they do a whole lot at the background. So there are those that their own is to ensure that when the results is being collated, they'll have their designated officers together. So the role of journalists in each of these is we work with some of these agencies and they tell us what they do, and even as we are working with them, because we are all partners. So as we are working with them, our role is to ensure that each and every one of us, we get the right result, which is to ensure that we have credible elections. So our role is to pass information to the people, the right information. Election is going to happen tomorrow in a particular state, maybe the state government election. So as journalists, we'll issue information to the public. Even at the end, the civil society is there, they have their agents, they have their staff, they are collating the results. As journalists too, we are there. Everybody is doing their own role. We are not there to antagonize each other, but the end result is to ensure that we have a credible election and that a good leader comes into power. So our role is collaborative in nature. So we are collaborators, we work together, and of course we are just we want to ensure that we have a just society.
Thank you very much. Finally, what is your advice, especially to the Nigerian populace, when it comes in terms of information disseminations, so that it will not cripple the activities either of the government or individual? Because information, like it said, is powerful in nature.
Okay, so my advice to the Nigerian public, we should be careful of information that will pass out, especially on social media. Somebody is sitting in the corner of their room, you're spreading a fake information that even via WhatsApp. For example, WhatsApp, as simple as it looks, you cannot track the number of people that view WhatsApp. So for other social media methods like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you can there's a way you can reach all those ones. But for WhatsApp is so powerful that I can send something as we're here. I'm forwarding to you. For example, let's say you forward to your old school association or your community. Somebody has forwarded to another Facebook group, thousands. So as simple as it looks, we should be careful of the kind of information that will pass to the public, especially in terms of as our election year is approaching. Don't spread hate message. Don't spread information that you are not sure of. And that brings me back to some people are agitating that they should regulate social media in Nigeria, because in as much as social media is powerful, it has done a lot of it because it cannot be regulated, because it's not yet regulated. And somebody here can just sit down and now with the use of AI, somebody can just, as we're here, we're discussing, somebody can come up and say I'm wearing another clothes and that we conducted this interview, and even use app to voice clip me and say what I did not say. So the Nigerian public should be careful of the kind of information we pass, because information is powerful. Information goes a long way, and when you're just there, you're thinking like you're looking for traffic. So at the end of your traffic, what is the aftermath of the information you dish out to the people out there? A mother might see one fake information that something happened in a particular community, and maybe the mother has his or her child there. Maybe she has a high blood pressure. You're posting the raw image to her, and then she's panicking. You are creating another emotional side to it, which can lead to health issues. So we should be careful of what we dish out as Nigerians, especially as the election is approaching. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in for this program. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, viewers at home. I am Suleiman Haruna. We do justice to issues without bias. Until next time again, when we shall come your way with another interesting program, I remain your sincere Suleiman Haruna Osikoi. Thank you and bye.